Yes, we are live. All the rumors are true. We are here. As y'all are checking in, y'all know how these live stream things work. I mean, I don't care how much experience you got on the internet. You know how this works. You can leave a comment. You can say anything in the comments. Don't say nothing crazy in the comment section. Please don't. As y'all are coming in, go ahead and shout yourselves out. Make sure I'm talking to some actual people now. As y'all checking in, shout yourselves out in the comment section. Just tell me your name and where you're checking in from. Your name and where you're checking in from in the comments. We're gonna get started in like 30 seconds. It's been a busy day. There's a lot going on here today, but we still gonna make time for the live. I gotta speak to the people every day. Now today's topic is not as not as sensational as yesterday's topic. Yesterday I told you why Biden was gonna win the election. Now, some of y'all might just be happy about that topic, but some people ain't. But today we're gonna talk about something that I think everybody can agree with. All right. Yesterday was not that type of topic. Tillman checking in from the H-Town was good. Shout out to the H-Town. Shout out to Houston, man. I got some friends down in Houston. As y'all checking in, again, you can shout yourselves out. We got Jules from KC, Kansas City. I think you might be the first person from KC to shout themselves out in one of my lives. I don't remember saying that name, that city, Kansas City. So shout out to Kansas City. I've actually been out there in Missouri. I've been in Kansas as well. I got a lot of stories from those places. For a different day. That's a different day, different live. But as y'all checking in, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Dre Baldwin. Many know me as Dre all day. I'm a former 9-year professional athlete. I'm the author of 27 books. I've done 4 TED Talks. But more important than all that, I created this whole brand, this whole philosophy that many of you came to know me from one way or another, whether it was sports or something else. It's called Work on Your Game. It's all about taking the mental tools that you need to succeed in sports, and I teach you how those same tools can be applied to business and how those tools are applied to life. Louisiana, shout out to Louisiana and H-Town at the same time. So what we're talking about here today is why successful people love to be challenged. Now, some of you, I want y'all to understand what I'm talking about when I say a challenge, because everybody likes the kind of challenges that we want, right? If you like lifting weights, for example, you like going to the gym and challenging yourself to lift heavy weights. If you like running outside, you like going outside and pushing yourself to run an extra mile. When you get to 6 miles, you say you're going to do 6, but you push yourself to run 7. You like that kind of challenge. If you're a person who knows if you're really good at selling your products, you like when there's a customer out there who's kind of being a challenge and it's not so hard to close them, but you know you can close them. You like challenges that you know you can prepare for, you know they're coming, and you know that you're good in dealing with that challenge. Aaron Fantazi said, yes, somebody else from Houston over on Facebook. So we got Houston on Facebook and we got Houston on Instagram at the same time. Periscope, nobody said anything yet. So somebody on Periscope who's watching, please shout yourselves out so we get some activity over there. I got 3 lives going at the same time. But anyway, as I was saying, people like the challenges that we know we can prepare for. We know we can deal with it. We know we've dealt with it before. So the kind of challenge I'm talking about here today is the kind of challenge that you might not be ready for. The kind of challenge that you didn't know was coming. The kind of challenge that you're going to get from somebody who is not going to just lob you the softball. They're not going to just give you something that they know you can handle. They're going to give you something you might not be able to handle. Any of you who's an athlete, you may have had a coach or a trainer who was this type of person. They would put you in challenging situations that you weren't quite sure you could deal with. When I was in college, for example, I had a coach who said, this is playing basketball, he said, my goal in practice, he said this to the whole team, is to make you so uncomfortable that when you get in the game, the game is easy. That was his whole goal. I want to make you very uncomfortable in practice so the games are a lot easier. Now, whether he was successful at that or not, I don't know. The jury is still out on that. There are differing opinions. But the premise of it was right. And if you ever hire a personal trainer, your personal trainer's job is not to have you in the gym, having you do stuff that you already know you can do, because you can do that by yourself, or have you in there bullshitting and talking to them and messing with your phone and laughing and joking, because you can do that on your own. Purpose of hiring a trainer, most of the time when people hire a trainer, you want a trainer that's going to push you harder than you would push yourself, because otherwise, why are you paying them? You're paying them to challenge you to do what you wouldn't challenge yourself to do, right? And while all of us, no matter how self-driven you are, how self-disciplined, mentally tough, we all want to push ourselves, but we have a governing mechanism that keeps us from putting ourselves in too much harm and too much danger and putting too much challenge to ourselves. And this is why many of us will go a lot further when we're being pushed by an outside force than we will being pushed by ourselves, even if you are the most driven person in the world. With Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, these are people who are known. They're famous for being very driven individuals. Floyd Mayweather, but all of them had trainers. All of them had somebody next to them whose very job it was to push them harder than they may have pushed themselves, or at least to hold them accountable to continually pushing themselves. So I'm going to here tell you today why people who are successful love challenges, which means if you just do a little bit of reverse psychology on what I'm saying, you should be looking for challenges. You should be looking for ways to challenge yourself, at least if it's coming from a credible person, somebody who's formidable enough to understand what kind of challenge you need to help you get to where you want to go. That's what I'm going to share with you here today. This ain't going to take too long, so just buckle up and give you 4 points here. Why people are successful respect challenges. Number one, challenges are exercises for the mind, body, and spirit. This is the main reason why people love, any of you who's an athlete, we love competition. Even if you are not an athlete anymore, but you have been an athlete, you like being in sports because there's the competition aspect of it. Sports is a finite game, meaning somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to succeed and somebody's going to fail at least that particular day. And we like that challenge of it because we know that there is only one way this can go. This can't be a win-win situation. Either the Bulls are going to win or the Lakers are going to win. All right, the Heat's going to win or the Milwaukee Bucks are going to win. Somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. We love those challenges in life because it pushes us to take our minds, bodies, and spirits as far as we could possibly take them to get what we wanted. I remember years ago, those of you who are old enough, when Jay-Z, the rapper, and Nas, the rapper, they were going back and forth in a battle, a lyrical battle, making songs about each other, making albums and dissing each other on their albums. And the fans won out of that situation. The jury is out to this day who won the Jay-Z versus Nas competition, but the fans all agreed, at least at that time, that it was a great thing. Even to this day, the fans agree it was a great thing because it brought the best out of Nas to make his best music, it brought the best out of Jay-Z to make his best music when they were going at each other because they both were being challenged by a formidable opponent. And it's a very important aspect of what I'm saying here is that not just to be challenged by something that you know you can win, not to be challenged by somebody you know you can beat, but to be challenged by somebody that might beat you if you don't bring the best out of yourself. Michael Jordan, a guy I mentioned earlier. Michael Jordan won 3 championships in the NBA. Then he retired because he said, listen, there's no competition. There's no challenge for me. I did everything. I won 3 titles in a row. I'm clearly the best player in the world. Everybody recognizes it. What else do I have to prove? I have nothing else to prove here. So he left, went and played baseball for a minute. Then he got the urge to play basketball again, came back, lost. When he first came back, he didn't play the whole season. He was rusty. He wasn't his normal self. He was still pretty damn good, but not his normal self. He lost. And everybody said, oh, Michael Jordan's done. The league has moved on. He's not the best player anymore. His time is over. And Michael Jordan, what did he see that as? That was a challenge. That was like, oh, okay. People think I'm done. Now I got some motivation. Now I have a reason to push myself again. And he used that, and we know what happened. He won 3 more championships after that. Dwayne Wade, down here in Miami where I live, he had a year where he won the championship young in his career. Then he got injured a bunch of times. People say, oh, Dwayne Wade's over. He keeps getting injured. He can't stay healthy. Then he got with a trainer whose job was to push Dwayne Wade. And Dwayne Wade started playing the best basketball of his career, won a couple more championships after that. We all like challenges because it forces us to dig into the deepest wells of what we are capable of and bring it to the surface. If you're not challenged, you will never bring the best out of you. I don't care how self-driven you are, how motivated you are, how hyped up you are every day, how inspired you claim to be, how many motivational YouTube videos you watch. If you are not putting yourself in a position where you could possibly lose or you could possibly fail, you will never find out how high you can possibly go. Point number 2, I'm talking today, for those who came in the middle of me speaking, is why successful people love to be challenged and why you as a successful person, and remember, success is not a thing that you do. Success is a thing that you are being. It's a way of being. It is not one achievement. It's not like you get a car, you're successful, or you get a job, you're successful. Success is something you do every single day. You renew it every day. Number 2 reason, only successful people seek challenge and growth, which is why we know, the thing that we know about challenge and growth is that it comes with pain. Anybody here who lifts weights, anybody who does any kind of physical exercise, in order for you to get from the shape that you used to be in to the shape that you're in today, was there some pain? Was there some challenge? Were there some days where you didn't feel like working out? Were there some days in the gym where you were like, man, this workout is a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be? Were there some days where you were kind of pissed off at your trainer because they had you doing more than you really wanted to do? Were there some days where it was hard for you to get up and walk around because you had soreness in areas of your body that you didn't even know could be sore? Why is that? In order for you to get the result of having those 6-pack abs or those big muscles or the nice curvy shape, if you're a female or whatever your preference is, you had to go through some pain. You had to go through some challenge. There had to be some days where everything wasn't going so easy, and only successful people seek these things out. You did it on purpose. Now, if you walk into a gym every day and work out, especially with a trainer or you're taking a class, you know it's not going to be easy. You know that there's going to be some parts of it where you feel like stopping and the trainer's going to yell at you to keep going. You know that it's going to be like that. If you hire a coach, if you hire a business coach, you hire a life coach, you hire a therapist, you hire an accountability partner, you know that their very job is to push you to do things you otherwise wouldn't do, which means they're taking you out of your comfort zone, which is what you're used to doing, the things you normally do, which means it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy. You're not going to feel like doing it. You will have to be pushed. Only successful people voluntarily sign up for doing those kind of things. Unsuccessful people would never sign up to be held accountable, because if they did, then they would be successful. Unsuccessful people never sign up for anything that is going to hurt them or challenge them or force them to step outside of their comfort zone, because if they did, they wouldn't be unsuccessful. They would be successful people. Successful people look for ways to get out of their comfort zone. They look for things that are not easy. They look for people and places and situations that will challenge them and force them to go further than they are used to going. If you are a successful individual, anybody watching this right now, these are the type of things you're looking for all the time. Right now, I'm working on a new program. Those of you who have been following my story on social media, and know I keep talking about this. We're working on a new program, working on this new thing we're going to put out. Listen, we're taking feedback from select people and letting them look at it and telling us what's wrong with it, what's missing, what did we not do, what questions did we not answer, what part of this is messed up, what part of this needs to be changed, what part of this is not clear, what are we asking for? We're asking for things. Tell us why what we're doing is not working so we can fix it. We're looking for the errors, we're looking for the pain, we're looking for more work. We're asking them to tell us what we need to do to fix it, which means we're signing ourselves up to do more work than what we've already done. Only successful people do that. They go and ask people, hey, what can I do to get better? How can I improve at my job? What are some of my areas for improvement? If you're not asking somebody these questions on a consistent basis, you are in the danger zone of becoming an unsuccessful person. I'm not telling you that you are unsuccessful. You're in the danger zone. Have someone around you. It could be your friend. It could be your parent. It could be your boss. It could be your coach. It could be your teammate. Somebody around you who is willing and able to tell you the honest truth about your abilities and how you're delivering and how you can improve. If you don't have anyone around you to do that, you need to get somebody around you to do that. That is one of the most important aspects of being successful in life. If you are trying to maintain the status quo and stay the way that you've always been, you will lose by default. How do I know this? Every single day, the world is moving, right? The earth rotates around the sun all year long, right? And the earth is rotating on its axis every single day, something like that. Scientifically, Earth is rotating itself and is rotating around the sun, both, right? Which means the world is literally moving. So if you are trying to stay the same and maintain the status quo, how is it possible the world's moving and you're standing still? Doesn't that mean that you're losing? And if you ever get on the escalator, or not, let's not say an escalator, you get on the escalator that's going one direction and you're trying to go the other direction, you just stand there, what's going to happen? You're going to go backwards. You have to move. Now, not the escalator. If you're trying to go up and the escalator is going up, it carries you on its own. So that's its own momentum. But let's say a treadmill. That's a better example. You ever get on the treadmill that was moving and you just stop moving? What happens? You're going to get thrown off the treadmill and they'll put you on the fails reel on Snapchat or something like that, or TikTok, something like that. You can't stand on a moving treadmill and not go anywhere. You will get thrown off. You'll be losing. Make sure you're not in position to losing by trying to maintain the status quo. The status quo is for losers, ladies and gentlemen. Did everybody hear what I just said? The status quo is for losers. If you're trying to maintain the status quo, first of all, you will lose. It's impossible to maintain the status quo because every day the world is changing. So if you are not growing and evolving and getting better with the world, you are losing. Point number 3. Topic today is why successful people love to be challenged. Those who challenge us move us to be and do and achieve better than where we currently are. We look for these challenges. We look for coaches. You look for trainers. You look for accountability partners. People who will tell you, yo, your game could be better. Like, yo, you need to work on your jump shot. Or, yo, you need to get better at closing sales. Or, yo, you need to be making more. You need to be going out and doing more prospecting. Or, man, your website needs to be improved. Or, yo, your speaking skills, you need to go take a Dale Carnegie class or something and learn how to speak. You look for people who will give you this kind of feedback, at least in a positive, constructive way, not just some hater who's just talking shit for no reason. The people who are actually trying to help you, you look for these people because you know that this kind of feedback is what will make you better. People who fail in life, even if they're very good, very talented, they might be up here right now, they will eventually fall back to the pack if they are not willing to ask for feedback and actually act on the feedback. I want to make sure I'm throwing that in there. Asking for feedback is one thing, doing something with the feedback is another thing. If you're an athlete and you go to your coach and say, Coach, what do I need to work on in the off season to get better? And the coach says you need to get in shape, you need to lose 10 pounds, you need to work on your dribbling, and then you don't do it. All right, yes, you sought out the feedback, but if you don't actually apply it, are you actually going to get better? Of Of course not. The world has moved on. You got a year older and you're still the same person. You lost. You actually fell backwards. And you might still be the best player on the team. Doesn't mean that you got better. So don't be fooled by the fact that you might be better than everyone around you, and at the same time you're not improving. If you are not personally getting better on a consistent basis, you are losing. Does everybody understand that? Number 4, last one. While we admire and make friends with people who agree with us, our best friends are probably the people who co-sign us, who clap for us, who tell us how great we are, who they pump up everything that we do to amplify any little win that we get to make it seem like we're way better than we are. We like those kind of people, right? The problem is those people are not the ones who are actually going to help you get better. The people who help you get better are the people who are going to tell you the truth about yourself. The people who help you get better are the type of people. Think about this. When you're in a challenging situation in life, like when life is kicking your ass and you really need some help and you really need to figure out what the problem is so you can get this solved and get back to being successful, who do you seek out? Do you seek out a person who's going to tell you that you're perfect and tell you that everything's great and tell you that there are no problems and that you should just keep doing what you're already doing and everything's going to work out? Do you seek that person out when you're in a challenging situation? Of course not. Hell no, you don't seek them out. When things are challenging you in life and you know that the status quo is not working and you know something needs to change, who do you go look for? You go look for somebody who will look you in your face and tell you about yourself. Not the good stuff about yourself, but the stuff that needs to be fixed about. That's the person you seek out when you know you have a problem. You go to somebody that says, all right, I'm gonna tell you the truth about yourself. All right, you need to know this. They give you a whole list of everything that you need to do and change. And you know what you say when they're done? You appreciate them. You like, yo, thank you for telling me that. I really needed to hear that. Somebody needed to tell me that, I need to hear those things. Because if nobody had told you, you would have kept doing the same things, the same thing your friends tell you you're great at. Listen, sometimes you need somebody who will kick you in your ass that doesn't need to be your friend. Those are the people who challenge you. Those are the people who tell you, like, yo, I don't care how many likes you got on Instagram yesterday. You're still out of shape. You still need to get in shape. Like, I don't care that you got all these people who admire you. Listen, you trying to fit into this wedding dress, you still 20 pounds away. All right, don't start feeling yourself just yet. All right, we need to get on the floor and do these planks so that we can get you in shape for this wedding that's in 3 months. You need somebody who will actually look you in your face and tell you the truth. And that's not, when you're in a challenging situation, you don't need a friend. You need somebody to kick you in your ass. And this is why successful people like challenges, because they're always looking to get better. They're always looking for a challenge. They're always looking for, what's the next thing I can do? What's the next thing? What's the next thing? It doesn't mean you don't have friends. It doesn't mean you don't appreciate people who admire you and tell you that you're good and they support you and things like that. It doesn't mean you don't have those people. Let me make sure I'm being clear. But at the same time, when it's time for you to get better and take your game to the next level, you're not looking for a friend and you're not looking for somebody to co-sign you. You're looking for somebody to tell you, like, yo, all right, this part ain't good. You need to get better at that. Oh, you thought you were good at that? No, you're terrible. Those are the things you look for. And you accept that because you know that they're trying to actually help you. All that being said, I'm going to recap my points in a moment. First, I'm going to tell you about this book I got in front of me. I'm going to tell you how and why all y'all should get this book from me. If you have never read one of my books, this one right here, you should read this one first. It's called The Mirror of Motivation. The subtitle is The Self-Guide to Self-Discipline. I made this book free. All right, so I want to make it very simple for any of you to get this book. I made it free. All you have to do is go to mirrorofmotivation.com. That's the title of the book without the word the. Mirrorofmotivation.com. The book is already paid for. All you do is cover the shipping. What's up, Omer over there on Facebook? All you do is cover the shipping, small shipping charge. We ship the book to you worldwide, anywhere that you live. We got different options. If you like digital, you like audio, we got that. If you want to get a bundle, we got 4 books called the Bulletproof Bundle. You can get that. If you want just this book, you can get that. We got plenty of options. Go to mirrorofmotivation.com. You can get this book. On the next page after that, we're going to make you an offer to get my book, Work on Your Game. We took our whole philosophy, put it into one book, 250 pages, hardcover book. You can put this on your coffee table. It stands up by itself. So if you want to just show off, let everybody know that you are down with this and you know what it's about, and we'll offer you another book on this page as well. So that's, again, mirrorofmotivation.com. Why you want this book, I forgot to tell you. Everybody who's listening to this, you have things you want to do in life, and you understand you got to work to get there. You understand you can't get something for nothing. At the same time, a lot of people never ask themselves the key question. Here's the key question to success in life. Who do I need to be? What type of person do I need to be? What kind of energy do I need to have? How do I need to approach life? How do I need to walk into a room? What kind of energy do I want people to feel when they come across me? What do I want people to say about me when I leave the room? That's what this book will help you answer. It will give you the frameworks to answer the question, who do I need to be? You answer that by reading this book, The Mirror of Motivation. You get it at mirrorofmotivation.com. Mirrorofmotivation.com. This is where you get that book again, mirrorofmotivation.com. I'm going to recap these points. Why successful people most respect those who challenge us, and why we respect challenges, period. Number 1, challenge is exercise for the mind, body, and spirit. Number 2, only successful people seek challenge and growth, and we know that it comes with discomfort, and only successful people seek out discomfort. Number 3, people who challenge us move us to do and achieve better than where we actually were before. And number 4, while we admire and make friends with those who agree with us and co-sign us, when we really need to fix things, we go to people who are not trying to agree with us and co-sign us, people who will give us a kick in the butt and let us know what we need to get better at. All that being said, let me address, see if we got any questions here. I don't see any on Periscope. I don't see any on Facebook. So let's see what we got on Instagram. So if there's any questions, go ahead and post in the comment section. I'm gonna give everybody like 30 seconds to get to that since I just said it, and then we'll address, if there are any, I will answer them. President Fly, what's going on? Somebody said, why'd you get mad at the guy who gave you a recommendation last week? I thought constructive criticism was okay. I have no idea what you're talking about. I didn't get mad at anybody on Instagram, so I don't even know where that question is coming from. I don't remember the last time I got mad at somebody on social media. For those of you who don't know, I've been publishing content to social media since 2015. 2005, excuse me. 2015 would be a long time too. 2005, 15 years. So last time I got mad at somebody on social media was like 2010. So I don't get mad at nobody on social media. I know how the game works, and I've been in this for a minute, so I don't know where that question came from. President Fly, I appreciate you. All right, mirrorofmotivation.com, again, is the name of that book. For those of you who haven't heard me talk about this, we got a new program that we are working on right now. We are in the midst of putting it together and making edits and getting feedback and just building and rebuilding and tearing down and reconstructing. But we work very fast over here at Work on Your Game Incorporated. So when I say something's coming soon, I don't mean like 3 months from now. I mean like before the end of this month. That's how quickly we work here. We move very fast, and we always over deliver. That's my promise to all of you, is that any investment I ask of you, we're gonna give you 10 times the return on investment. That's what we do here. That's our guarantee. That's our promise. So if you get this book, I'm gonna give you 10 times your investment, guaranteed. Luciano Castro said, thanks for the motivation. I got a test tomorrow. Shout out to everybody who got tests. What school are you going to, Luciano? Is it high school, college, trade school? What kind of test are you talking about? Zofivio or Zo50. Appreciate the information. I appreciate you, Zo. I appreciate that. Let's see. Aaron says, when you don't have anybody, do I have to be my own worst enemy? LOL. No, you don't have to be your own worst enemy, Aaron. Listen, if you don't have a human being around you, listen, you can read somebody's books. You can watch somebody's YouTube videos. You can subscribe to somebody's podcast. You can listen to somebody's interviews. You can virtually learn from a person. You don't have to know them in person to do that. So even if there's no one around you who fits that description of what I talk about, go pick a person and just subscribe to their stuff. Listen to their podcasts. Watch their YouTube. Read their Instagram captions. Whatever it is they do, get all their stuff. Nowadays, a lot of people who have created success, who they put all their information on the internet. So you don't have to know somebody in person. All you gotta do is just subscribe to their stuff. And for the most part, it's free. So Luciano said in college. All right, shout out to everybody in college hopefully getting your degrees and staying away from COVID. I know they got it all crazy nowadays. You can't even go on campus. If I was in college, I'd be on campus. I don't care. Question is, when you say ego is not a bad thing, some guy who works for the guy you work for gave you a recommendation. Sports Lover, I have no idea. I don't work for anybody. I own my company. So I don't know what you're talking about. Do you know who you're talking to? I don't know where you're getting this question from. I don't know. Are you dreaming? I don't work for anybody, so I have no idea what? All right, we wrapping this live up. I have no idea. I don't know what Sports Lover talking about. So mirrormotivation.com, everybody. Self-guided, self-discipline. You get started with this book. I'll do another live tomorrow. I don't know what the topic's going to be. Y'all just stay tuned. We'll get to it. Everybody, work on your game. Dre all day. We out here.